Hey guys, what is up? It is your boy T for 365 Horror Vlogs, the channel where we attempt to watch every single horror movie in existence. And in today's video, we are going to be covering the new release horror movies for the week of June 20th to June 27th, 2022. We have a lot of movies to get to, so if you could just kill that like button, we will get right into it. So we are going to get right into the first movie, and it is releasing on June 21st, and it is You Are Not My Mother.
How is your mom?
In a North Dublin housing estate, Char's mother goes missing. When she returns, Char is determined to uncover the truth of her disappearance and unearth the dark secrets of her family. It's directed by Kate Dolan. So upon watching the trailer for You Are Not My Mother, I've got to say that this looks like a very dark and unsettling movie. I know it kind of says it in the trailer, but I mean, even the music and the way it's just, there's a real sense of dread to this one. It looks like her mother becomes really unglued and starts acting really weird and odd. I can't wait to put this one on my watch list.
Mom?
The next movie also releases on June 21st, and it is releasing on VOD, and it is Story Game. Who can tell the scariest story? Three friends try to outwit each other on a camping trip in Hawaii, but only one can win. The Story Game. Directed by Jason K. Lau. After watching this trailer, I'm really excited for Story Game. It not only does it look like a kind of a traditional horror where you have like the kids on like some sort of camping trip, and I just like that aesthetic, but it also has a really cool, what looks like kind of almost a Japanese samurai backstory where they're like undead, and I don't know, I really don't know. You don't get the biggest hint from this trailer exactly where this goes. I assume that they're telling different stories, and I maybe the location's Japan. I don't know if it's one story, but this looks really interesting. It has definitely piqued my interest, and I am definitely adding it to my watch list.
Do you want to tell a story?
Perhaps I should just show you.
Now, we actually have 3 movies releasing on June 21st, so we are going to get right into the third one, and that is Cyst, releasing on VOD. In the 1960s, a nurse's last day is ruined when a doctor inadvertently creates a cyst monster that terrorizes the office. It's directed by Tyler Russell. This looks like an old school horror movie, like an old school maniac doctor kind of horror movie. It looks super disgusting and ridiculous. Of course, it is about a cyst. Like I said in the thing, a doctor is trying to get his patent kind of passed, and so he creates this cyst monster. It looks like you get a lot of pus, like right even in the trailer, you just see cysts and boils popping. If you are a Dr. Pimple Popper fan, I think this movie is going to be your magnum opus, and it is definitely going on my watch.
Let's blast this thing.
Patricia!
You're not going out there.
I'm not going to let him die!
Next, we have The Passenger, coming to you on June 23rd. The occupants of a van transporting a wounded excursionist have to avoid sitting next to her during the trip. This is directed by Raul Sorizo and Fernando Gonzalez Gomez. So after watching this trailer, it looks like you're gonna get a good alien invasion kind of romp. It looks pretty disgusting. I'm seeing a lot of like saliva and what looks like body possession, which looks kind of interesting. Unfortunately though, this is only a VOD digital release, so I'm not 100% sure. Sometimes you gotta wait for the DVD release to get the dubbed versions, but if you don't mind watching a subtitled horror, this might be one to add to your playlist.
¡Oh, madre! ¡Que me parió! ¡Ahora! ¡Arriba!
Deberías de dejar de fumar y apuntarte al gimnasio.
No, si apuntado estoy. Lo que me falta es ir.
Next, we are going to stay on June 23rd with a movie releasing on SHUDDER, and it is The Revealer.
What other crazy, messed up shit do I have to deal with in a single day?
Tensions rise when a stripper and a religious protester are trapped together in a peep show booth and must come together to survive the apocalypse in 1980 Chicago. It is directed by Luke Boyce. Okay, after watching the trailer for The Revealer, I'd have to say it looks pretty cool. It looks like it has a bit of an interesting story. It's kind of two characters who are almost diametrically opposed. One's a sex worker, and then one's trying to shame her for it. And then they kind of pair them together to like escape this kind of hellish situation. It looks like it might have some okay one-liners and stuff like that. It also looks like it might have some pretty good brutal moments. There's one moment where she's swinging over and over, maybe like really pummeling, brutalizing someone's face. I seen a part where maybe a creature's coming out of her mouth in the trailer, so I'm sure it's going to be a decently good time. It might go at the bottom, but I'll add it to my watch list for sure.
Maybe try to be a little less aggressive. You've been scaring the customers.
Okay, moving on to June 24th, we have one of the most exciting releases of the week, if not the month, if not the summer, and that is the theatrical release of Black Phone. After being abducted by a child killer and locked in a soundproof basement, a 13-year-old boy starts receiving calls on a disconnected phone from the killer's previous victims. This is directed by Scott Derrickson. When I watched the Black Phone trailer, I actually believed that this movie might be all that it's hyped up to be. The trailer looks completely amazing. I get tension just from watching the trailer. I get creeped out from Buddy and his faces just from watching the trailer. This is a movie I might actually venture out to the theaters and watch. It looks amazing. It is definitely a 100 on my watch list, and it should be on yours as well.
I'll scream. I'll scratch your face.
This face?
We are going to stay on June 24th with our next release. It is Fireangels 2, A Drifter's Nightmare.
God said, let there be firmament in the midst of the waters.
So, unfortunately, there was no synopsis to this movie, but from what I saw of the trailer, it was really weird. It was just like, it doesn't look big budget. It definitely looks like a low budget movie. It was just a Rolls Royce with some sort of guy stepping out of it, and he's reading stuff about God and the firmament. It looks like one of those movies that could be perhaps found footage that ends up being like really disgusting, like an August Underground. I don't know. I just got a really weird feel from it. Not tense or scary, but just weird. So I am a little bit interested in it. I don't think it's one that I'm going to rush out and watch, but one for the watch list.
The evening and the morning were the second day. And God said,
The last movie I have for you guys today is also releasing on June 24th. There's a couple days in this week that are just, all the movies come out on those 2 days. And it is Slash Back, coming to you on VOD. When Maika and her ragtag friends discover an alien invasion in their tiny Arctic hamlet, it's up to them to save the day. Utilizing their makeshift weapons and horror movie knowledge, the aliens realize that you don't mess with girls from Pang. This is directed by Naila Inukshuk. So, some websites that I saw featuring this movie, they said that this was a thriller movie, but after watching the trailer, I 100% had to add it to the list. It looks like it's got a zombie, it's alien invasion, but it's one of those things where it's almost like infecting creatures. So in the trailer, you get a cop and he's like walking weirdly backwards, which is really creepy. Monsters with snakes and weird things coming out of their eyes. There was one part where there was a bear all deformed and stuff like that. And yeah, it looks like there's these girls from Penang, and just like in the trailer, it looks like they kick ass because they suit up, and it looks like it's just going to be them ripping shit up. You get a couple of little cute one-liners, like, you know, they slash something and they're like, gross, because they are little girls, but it looks actually pretty good. So this is one I'm going to add to my watch list.
Gross!
I love it.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for another one of our weekly new horror release movie videos. I hope that you are liked and subscribed to this stuff, because you will be informed every week as best I can of the horror movies coming out. Sometimes they move the dates around and stuff like that, but still add them to your watch list, man. And as soon as they come out, you will be first on for these movies. I am pretty excited. I would have to say that my two favorites this week would be definitely The Black Phone looks awesome. The Cyst looks fun. even though it's kind of a horror. And other than that, maybe You Are Not My Mother. It just actually gave me the overall most creepy feel with the mom kind of tripping out and stuff like that. All good things to add to your watch list this week, and it is going to be a great week for horror. So again, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, stay tuned, and I will see you in, at least for these set of videos, next week. Peace, y'all.